It's 10:05, but we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Weekly. I'm Chris, Dark Avengers 86. Next to me is Mike, Dude Rocky 18. Joining us soon will be Cat Comic Uno and Mike Spider Slayer, Comic Corner 2.0. And then Brant, Last Ember Press, will be joining us as well. He might be on a little bit later. We hope he makes it. Ladies and gentlemen, comic books are officially back. I don't know why I'm holding a mint.
Oh, well,
comic books are officially back. So with that, that means today, along with the news, we're going to have our top 5 back. We're going to have our discussion for comic books back, our top discussed comics. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But until the whole crew is here, this is the part of the show where you guys can ask us anything you want. We can talk about anything while we wait for everybody to come on. I will say I had a really nice week this week. Oh, that's one of my favorite people in the world. Bavarian is in the comments. What's up, Bavarian? Well, look at that. You can actually see her badge. Her badge is right there. See if you subscribe to, or no, I'm sorry. If you join Mike Spider Slayer's group, you get the S.
Yeah. So you kind of get
like, wait, or is it join or is it?
It's the club. The club.
Yeah. Do that.
So yeah. So right now you're kind of like getting the feel of the Brooklyn boys here until the whole group comes, right?
Sure. It's all Brooklyn in here.
Yep.
All Brooklyn all the time.
Yeah, so and also don't forget we got Under the Radar as well. That's going to be coming back to the show as well with G.I. Joe coming up with the Chop and Most Anticipated. So
right.
That's going to be
I'll say it right now. I don't have anything I'm chopping. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of really great books that I'm adding.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this is true or not, and I don't know if we're going to talk about this. It's not in the news, everyone, but I guess we'll talk about this momentarily. So I'm hearing little rumbles that, what do you call it? DC Comics is no longer in previews, that they want to do their solicits via online only. So it's going to be giving another one of my friends, the Black Knight. We got Mike, Black Knight, and Bavarian. 3 awesome people. So I don't know if it's true or not. So take this with a grain of salt because I was reading a couple of I follow a couple of comic book stores on Facebook, and there's little rumbles about it. So if that's true, that's going to be a pain in the ass. I don't know why DC is doing what they're doing. And I'll tell you right now, I like the deals that you get with previews or ordering online. If that goes away and you have to pay exact cover price, you're going to be seeing my DC Comics pile.
Yeah, they're doing lots of things online ever since with this whole digital stuff. It's just
I don't understand why they are doing that at all. I will click it. I see it.
Yeah. Yes, Bavarian. I do have a Switch, and I'm 50-50 if I'm going to get Paper Mario, the origami game. Like, I'm not too sure yet, but so far it's like on my 50-50 list, but it does look interesting, though. So
look, it's somebody who says they're not awesome, but guess what? You're on the front now, buddy. So, Justin, you're awesome too, man. Welcome in.
Yes, everybody's awesome, whoever joins us. And you got
Are you getting Maestro's book by Peter David? Yes. Yes, I will be reading that. I'm interested. I'm excited, actually. I'm excited to read that when it comes out. I actually filmed my Monster haul video today. I had so much stuff that I got over the course of the past 3 months when we had no new 2 months that we've had no new books. It's going to be a half-hour haul video. So many comic books, so many trade paperbacks, so many little collectibles. So that's going to be going up on my channel tomorrow. I have a birthday haul I'm going to be doing later on. After I know what a few people got me for my birthday because my birthday's coming up soon. We celebrated this weekend, so I'll do a birthday haul. And then I have another special haul I'm doing. So if I don't do the birthday haul this weekend, it'll be that. If I do the birthday haul this weekend, it'll be the following weekend. What's up, Tavia?
Yeah. So
somebody joining.
Hey,
okay,
guys.
New York crew's here now.
Yeah, hey,
How's
Kat.
it going?
Yeah, we were just talking about the DC stuff with
Which
The thing that the comic shops are talking about, where preview, where they're saying that they're not going to be in previews, that they're starting an online solicit and yada yada.
So we talked about the first news piece, technically.
That's the first news piece?
Well, we talked about the news piece being sorry, I'm still trying to organize.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, I didn't even know that was in the news.
No, so there's one that's that they have a new catalog that's only gonna be digital. But I just realized I shared the show and I didn't share our comic frontline one because we have 2 links and I shared the wrong link.
Oh, okay. But you can fix it. We're just talking right now. What's up, Jesse? Jesse's in the house.
That's why I was late. I was sharing stuff, and I gotta redo it all.
It's okay. So you're here.
So I don't know if Comic Frontline has a link. Is it only on?
Yes, you do. No, we do.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Did you get it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're all just trying to go with the motions right now. Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't know how I feel about that though, because if DC's breaking off into their own catalog, are the sales still going to be there? What are their plans? How are you going to order from them? I mean, is it going to be? It's an extra step for a comic shop. I don't think really for buyers per se.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with that, and I guess for the catalog collectors. Kind of sucks that's only digital now.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would do that. Marvel's still there, Previews is still there. DC is going to be the only one that literally that's going to make my previews series very hard, especially because I'm going to have to go on their website and do a screen share instead of having a book. So it's a little frustrating, but what can you do? I mean, DC, I don't know where their heads are at lately. They just seem to be pushing all of a sudden all digital and their own thing. And what's going on, Ricky? Welcome in. Welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, I don't know where DC's going, but I have a feeling it's going to be a big circle, and they're going to end up right back in previews again. It's just
maybe unless this works out for them.
I don't see it working out for them, Kat. I really don't. I don't know. I could be wrong.
There must be a reason they're doing it. I don't know what the reasoning is, but it just shows how many things are going digital these days.
That's what I'm worried about. Very soon.
That's for sure.
Very soon, if they start saying single issues only digital, we're going to have a problem. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I guess we could. Do you want to continue talking about this, or you guys want to move on to another news piece?
We can move on to it's 10:15. Let's start the news pieces, and then we can hopefully Mike will jump in soon. This way we can wrap in whatever we've talked about already.
Yeah. Did we get any questions that we can answer or no?
Nope. Just hello. Jesse sent the link. And then Mike
talk about Paper Mario.
Mm-hmm. Mike talked about that.
Yeah, I answered that.
No digital comics. I don't care if there's physical and digital. I care if it's only digital, because then I can't collect anything anymore, and that makes me upset.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let me. Still kind of trying to get my bearings, but all right, let's talk about. Well, I don't think we wanted to talk about the variant covers being canceled. I wanted to discuss the cartoon band Gorillaz getting their own comic. I thought that was cool. If you're not a fan of Gorillaz, but Mike's on. I thought it was interesting because the band is built on like a fake band and that it's made out of like cartoon characters. So I think it does fit perfectly for a comic.
I think it should be a comic. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a cartoon first, but okay.
Well, it's already, kind of a cartoon.
It is a cartoon, but it's not
they are a cartoon. Yeah. So, that'd be cool too. But I'm interested in the comic. We'll see. All right, let's go to. Let's do Spider-Man classic action figures to be released. Michael wanted to discuss this, but I want to discuss this for a different reason. So I want to hear what Michael has to say, but there's something else I wanted to say about it.
I mean, after I was seeing and hearing that the 90s Spider-Man figure thing was coming out, I was actually really excited about this because, it's 90s that we all grew up with watching, in the 90s. And I figure it would be great collectors for those of you who are Spider-Man fans. And I'm really highly thinking about getting it for from my own collection and just leave it in the box for value and stuff. So it's really, really good. That's what I think.
So what I thought was really interesting is that Mary Jane and Gwen has the same figure. So they're literally saying they're interchangeable characters. It's like they're literally the same person. So that was fun.
I'm getting that figure. I'm probably gonna get the whole line except Electro. I have a Marvel Legends.
I'll get the whole line except Mary Jane and Gwen for my statement. You can't do that. Make 2 different action figures.
Well,
Goddamn.
you can buy 2 and then switch the heads out, and then you'll have 2.
Yeah, but then you still have Gwen's jacket. It makes absolutely no sense.
I'm surprised. I thought maybe you get Gwen.
But they're both the same figure, so that's the issue. Literally, you have to replace their heads. So it's Gwen's outfit. And then they said, oh, you could also put Mary Jane's head on her outfit. I just think that's strange.
Yeah, that is kind of creepy too.
I'm fine. Like I said, I'm gonna get the whole line. If I didn't get Electro, I would get Electro, but I'm gonna get the 2 Spider-Men, Mary Jane. I think I saw Daredevil in the back, like for the lineup. So I might get the Daredevil. I'm not sure. I might not get Daredevil though either.
Mike, what do you think?
I think those guys are pretty cool. I mean, I know when I saw the line, I posted on my Facebook group, and I saw like there was Electro in there as well. So I was looking at some of the villains. I thought that was kind of cool, and I actually liked like Peter Parker. Like I thought that was cool as he's got like the classic camera and everything. I thought that was really neat. And so yeah, I think that's cool to do a throwback like that. And anybody that knows that 90s animated series would be excited for it. And I think what makes it cool too is like honestly is the packaging. Like if you were to open up those toys and just kind of just display them, it would lose kind of that nostalgia to it, right? So, but Cap makes a good point about the MJ and the Gwen Stacy thing. I'm like, why can't you just make 2 separate characters? Why do you gotta make them swap out? You know, I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, and see, Jesse, if that was true, I would totally get that figure. Get Electro's head on Mary Jane.
You
sure,
probably could. If you take the heads off of one figure, you probably could take all the heads off of the other figures.
Oh God,
Mashups.
Yeah, Frankenstein. They have that with Marvel. They have like Marvel action figures, so you could combine different characters together. Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on.
They're doing a 90s bus line also. They're doing the X-Men right now, and then in the fall they're doing one for Spider-Man and Electro. Mysterio from the 90s cartoon as well.
Oh, I would get Spider-Man for that. And also that's like, you know, a bit more detailed. It's a little bit more expensive too. Let's go. Mike wasn't on here for the DC launches a new solicit catalog digitally. So we talked about it a little bit, Mike.
Oh, okay. So
they're not going to be in previews anymore. It's just a digital catalog.
I see. I think that's dumb. Like,
thank you.
What is DC doing? Like, are we purposely trying to put physical comics in the grave? Like,
seems like it.
I think DC's trying to separate themselves completely from the rest of the industry.
Why? Like, okay, if you want to release it digitally, great. Go ahead and release it digitally. Why would you not release that physically? You know what I'm saying? The only way I'm now going to look at that, if that's not in a catalog or at the comic shop, is if I just happen to come across it. Like I saw that article. Like I saw the article on there. Otherwise, I would have never knew it existed. You know, when we did our our doc, and otherwise I wouldn't know. So what's going to make me go out of the way on the computer to go look that up? You know, is DC going to send me an email and be like, "Hey, here's the new DC preview"?
They probably will.
Guide, you know.
Yeah, they'll probably ask you to sign up. They'll ask you to sign up.
Check that email because I don't go in my email all the time. I mean, maybe sometimes people do, but I'm not religious when it comes to my normal email. But I don't, for me, it's just, and this is just me. For me, it's easier on the week when I go to the shop, and if the previews books at my shop are literally at the cash register, like at the front desk, and it's just like, oh, previews book, boom, buying them, done, And so I don't know, and it's the same thing. When I read that on my phone, I was like, I couldn't get the same appeal to it as it was a book. So it's just like they feel like now I feel like they're just kind of pushing this digital stuff on us. You know,
For
so I don't
sure.
know.
It's like I said, and I don't say this in a good way, that they're trying to be different from the rest. Look at them. They're releasing their books on Tuesday instead of Wednesday now. Everybody else is releasing on Wednesday. Everyone else is in previews. Now they want their own digital catalog. Why is all of a sudden DC breaking away from everything? I feel like I was saying this right before you came on, Mike, it's going to end up going full circle. If it does work out, great. I've been wrong before, but I think it's not going to work out, and they're just going to turn tail and come right back to previews. Maybe it'll take a year, maybe a little longer. They'll come back to previews. They'll start releasing their books on Wednesday again, and then the people who got used to it on Tuesdays are going to complain, oh, why all of a sudden are our books being put back to Wednesday again?
So, Barbarian Egg,
Go ahead, Kat. Go ahead.
What's the difference between previews and solicits? Nothing. They're pretty much the same. I think solicits used to come out a little bit before previews, and then
previews also have barcodes and price, like the prices are like. I don't think they do that on solicits. Do they have the prices on solicits?
No, yeah,
they do.
Doesn't solicits tell like what books come out? Like,
so previews does the same thing. They're the same thing essentially.
Yeah.
One's you get it from their press releases, and the other is through Diamond itself.
Yeah, and then you might get like, I guess, like with those preview books, you would get like
some previews,
obviously solicitations for like statues, collectibles, things like that. They would also be in those books too. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's kind of dumb, and there's no reason for it, in my opinion. It's just, I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating. It's just like my shop is like, yeah, our comic day is Wednesday. It's not Tuesday. So they're just going to release their DC comics
That's
on Wednesday.
good. That's a good thing. My store is still not open, so I haven't talked to them about if they've been releasing it or not.
It explains why DCBS sent me like 12 emails telling me how all my DC comics were canceled.
Get into that. Let's get into the article that says more delayed DC comics because of Diamond, actually. So Diamond, I guess, screwed something up, and Aquaman, all the issues the variant cover is going to be May 26th. The main cover is June 2nd. It got moved to. The Flash variant cover is delayed. Batman and the Outsiders, both covers are delayed. Both remain on the 26th. Anyways, DC Goes to Wars, June 2nd to June 9th. Martian Manhunter Identity goes to June 2nd to June 9th. And then a couple of trades are a week late because of Diamond, it looks like.
We got
$5.
$4.99.
€5.
Comic Book Corner 2.0. Too many comics. Where should one begin?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, I mean, okay, DC's obviously going to blame somebody, right? But if you have all these other distributors by your side, why don't you get your freaking books in? Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, that's part of the reason why they're not doing preview books either, because preview is through Diamond. So they're releasing it digitally now, since they're not exclusively getting their comics from Diamond anymore. And that's why they're also changing the format, the way it's going to be released digitally also. So that was their whole reasoning behind why they're releasing this catalog digitally, But yeah, I thought you had other distributors. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of confused about the whole thing, to tell you the truth.
I don't think any comic shop is really going to the other distributors. I think that's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of muddledness that we just don't know all the details about.
I just feel like DC took a situation and made it 10 times more confusing, and they're continuing to kind of like, they're trying to dig themselves out, but they're digging it deeper. I'm sorry, go ahead, Kat.
I was just going to say, because I think they pulled the trigger and then they couldn't, a week later, they're like, oh, Diamond's coming back. Oh shit. Never mind. We do have a question from Sweet. Any solicits really necessary at all, guys? I personally feel like they ruin comics sometimes. They only exist because of Diamond. But they do exist. I was just going to say they exist because of the way comics are ordered, is that they're all pre-ordered. So it's really a relationship between the retailer and the publisher more than the retailer and the fan. It's not like they're, the fan is not really buying the comic. You're buying it from the retailer, and the retailer has to buy a specific amount of comics, but they need to know what comics they're buying, or else like, what comic are they putting on the shelf? So that's the reason.
What's going away, not solicits. Solicits are still going to be on the websites. And I mean, Mike, I don't know if Mike still does his show, but I have a preview show where every month I cover the solicits for books that are coming out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I do it based off of the preview magazines, and since
now we got to do it
everything-
digitally.
right. But since everything is like up in the air, I've just stopped it for right now, because until I know there's a solid list that's going to come out and be consistent, I'm not going to do it. And it's kind of hard right now to even do my regular videos, because
Agreed.
last week I did most anticipated. We got comics that changed since that week. Even today, now it's like I did one for next week, and probably there's going to be a change in that as well. You know, so it's very frustrating.
I don't think we're going to have a solid schedule again till probably sometime mid to late fall, maybe even winter. So that's probably when preview books or series that just will come back.
Yeah, I was gonna say once we get like our real pull list, because right now we're getting like 5 comics or whatever.
Exactly.
We're getting to our 10 to 15 or whatever you usually get. I agree with that.
When it comes to solicitations, I tend not to read them because I don't want to get spoiled most of the time. When I will read them, it's like number ones to kind of get an idea of what the series is. Or when I look at the solicitations, I like to look at the covers, the variant covers, but I try not to read all the description because, yeah, sometimes they do tend to spoil some stuff. But that's how the way I look at solicitations anyway.
Oh, we do have 34 viewers. Sadly, because of my job, I have to read the solicits for like interviews and stuff. So I always tend to have to spoil myself. But if I wasn't doing what I was doing, I think I'd do the same thing, Mike. I wouldn't want to spoil it. Be like, surprise.
I tend to just, honestly, I get it to do my series. But before that, usually when I got previews, it was just to see what comes out. I very rarely would read the description on purpose so I wouldn't spoil myself for what's coming up. So
yeah.
For me, it was
Mike
more to
Manhattan's
know
got a
what
great
was
drinking
coming
game
out.
there coming up.
I'm sorry?
Mike Manhattan's comment.
Yeah.
You have a drink. I agree. We'd all be dead.
We'd be drunk in 20 minutes, I said. We'd be drunk in 20 minutes.
We'll have alcohol poisoning. But let's get into the media news, which is Bruce Wayne has been cast for Batwoman season 2, kind of. So it looks like he's going to be Hush, but he's going to look like Bruce Wayne. So season 2 of Batwoman sounds interesting. They don't have Batgirl, they don't have Kate, but they will have someone not as Bruce Wayne. So look forward to that. Other than that, that's it for that one.
I got nothing there because I didn't even watch season 1. We don't even have a Batwoman, so it's like
everything's up in the air. Yeah, we'll see where that one goes. But the last one is, I know people want us to talk about this, the Snyder Cut to be released on HBO Max.
They asked me that on Dark Avenger Live Friday. I have no opinion because I'm the minority that doesn't give a crap about the Snyder Cut. I thought the movies were terrible.
Why would it be?
A lot of people don't.
Deal, though? Why is it such a big deal?
Oh, there's so.
Oh God, here we go. Ready?
Yeah,
Ready?
yeah. The reason being is that there were fans of Snyder who really wanted this movie, so they just came up with campaigns and
fans of Snyder.
Yeah. And there's some people that harassed. There were some people that just really wanted the movie, but it got really toxic the way it happened. And again, this is not everybody. There was just some people that toxically talked about it, and now finally they released it. So it's more of like the reason I don't love it is because, okay, you have to comment enough. That means you're going to get what you want. It's kind of like a kid who keeps like, I want. Like, you're
Gee, that sounds familiar. I won't point fingers at any person.
But going back to it, I don't hate it or like it. You know, I didn't love Justice League. I'm probably not going to watch it. It doesn't affect me. And I'm really happy for the people that took it the right way and just wanted the Snyder Cut, and they're like just happy to have it and what wasn't versatile about it, then cool, I'm glad you have it. For the people who are versatile, I'm not happy about them, but whatever, it's coming out, I don't care.
The one thing I want to know though is why on Max? Why are they doing it on HBO? We have the DC Universe streaming app. What are you doing, DC? What are you doing? Why am I paying you my money every year for your app if you're going to give everything to HBO? Not that I'd watch
because
it.
People go there more.
Option. Oh my God. Are you serious? No, this is why I probably won't be getting the DC streaming service starting next year.
Justice League movie as a movie, I wasn't a huge fan of it because that it just got so many bad elements to it. I just
what's
Oh
gonna
my
make
God.
it? Like, there's nothing that I liked. There was not one thing I liked
What's
about
the
that movie.
difference? What is the difference? Dark
We'll
side?
find out. I don't know. I guess things are cut out.
Did they
but
put actually more humans in the actual movie? Because when they tried to save, there was only 2 humans in the whole movie, and they constantly showed those 2 people, and they saved them. Like, the world is coming to an end, but yet we only saved 2 people. We're superheroes. It's horrible.
And then also, like, the plot is still them looking for a Rubik's Cube. They're still looking for whatever that box was. And it's just like, how is that going to change? Like, what? But again, hopefully the people wanted this movie, like it, but I'm not watching 4 hours of Justice League. I did not like the first one. It's 4 hours
a 4-hour
long.
movie. Listen,
4 hours.
I'll sit down and I'll watch every extended cut of freaking Lord of the Rings, but there is no way you're going to get me to sit down and watch 4 hours of a train wreck that, to be honest, they're not doing sequels to Justice League. There's Aquaman, there's Shazam, and soon there's going to be Wonder Woman. No, thank you. I'll watch the Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings. That's like 3 hours long and save an hour of my life.
Yeah, I rather.
Yeah, the only part I liked was in that movie was when they were on Themyscira, I think, and when Flash is like asked Bruce Wayne, he's like, "You're Bruce Wayne." He was like, "What's Bruce Wayne's superpower?" or something. He goes, or he says, "I'm rich." Like, that was like the one scene that I liked. Otherwise, they constantly was like some pointless battles, and like you see Wonder Woman's butt half the time. Right?
Yeah,
the camera views on that
it was so different from Wonder Woman. That was so graceful.
Yeah, there was also there was one part of the movie I like where they were like when Superman came back to life and they were like having that fight against Superman. Like, I thought that was actually pretty powerful. And also that ending, where Superman and Flash are gonna have that race. I thought that was actually funny also.
That won't be in the Snyder cut because his cut's dark.
I mean, I think that they might still have those pieces. They might have. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens.
I mean, how popular was the Donner cut of Superman 2?
Not very. I mean,
not very. No, you were right. Not very.
Yeah, not very.
I love Donner's first Superman 1.
You're talking about the original Superman?
The original Superman, there was the Richard Donner cut for number 2.
I didn't find anything wrong with the first Superman, and I didn't find anything wrong with the second Superman.
Right.
Anything from there on out is,
for
me, it was not that great. And that's being nice.
I thought Superman 3 was decent. 4
once it got further into the franchise, it lost me. We do have a couple of questions here, so let me go back. Let's start with the first. Well, one is just a comment. What's worse is Warner Brothers is giving Snyder $30 million more for reshoots without any of the cast participants. I will say that a lot of people don't know, but reshoots doesn't just mean reshooting things. It also means like post-production money that goes into stuff to try to fix things. So there's other stuff than just refilming actors. So there's, money goes quick in these type of things. So I can understand why they would need money to edit,
I don't know why
hours of a film and
cut. They're not going anywhere with it
because people asked for it and they're going to make money off of it.
And people aren't going to care when it comes out. They're not. The views aren't going to be.
Well, no, people. I agree. I think the vocal doesn't mean it's going to make a lot of people want to watch it. Another question here. Nope, that wasn't the question. It was about HBO Max. Hold on. Let me get to it. All right. Do you feel that HBO Max is what the future of DC movies and series look like moving forward?
I hope not.
Yeah. I think we're going to get movies in the theaters, and I think we're going to get movies on HBO Max. I think we're going to get
at the same time, you mean?
No, I was just speaking of like, all right, Wonder Woman's going to be in theaters, and then we're going to get, I don't know, well, Green Lantern TV show on HBO Max. We're getting a Snyder cut on HBO Max. I think maybe if a Justice League Dark movie came out, maybe they would release it there. Something that they don't think is going to be a huge blockbuster.
I just think like if you release movies and you want to reach a large scale, you release it on a platform that everybody is going to watch. Don't limit it to some people that don't have access to something like HBO Max. I don't have HBO Max.
Neither do
Chris, do you have HBO Max?
and I'm not
That
getting it.
you might. I don't know if you do.
I don't.
No.
No.
So right here, all four of us, I'm sure we don't have HBO Max. Are we going to go out of our way to get HBO Max?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Because
don't
there's
have
all these
HBO
other
Max.
streaming service. Now, if you release it on something that's like on demand where everyone can just rent it for a week or 2 days or whatever the case
I
may
think it will
be.
eventually be on demand though, because I see the DC TV shows on demand.
Ooh,
It should.
Sweet Exorcist on Mike's channel, $4.99.
Oh wow!
Anyone
Thank
actually
you.
getting
Oh.
HBO Max tomorrow? I'm only getting it because it's free with HBO.
So yes, thank you,
Oh,
sweet.
is it? Then I probably
Thank you,
will.
sweet.
It's free,
Appreciate
'cause
it.
I have HBO.
I have HBO too, so if it's free, then apparently I might have it. But I'm not using it anyway because I really don't watch TV that often. I watch anime and Kamen Rider, so the Snyder Cut can chill on HBO Max. I don't
Another
wanna read that.
Another comment just to clarify, because Tevia asks, what about Harley Quinn going to sci-fi? Just like Stargirl, there are shows being released at the same time on network television, just so it gets a broader audience. So these HBO Max shows might do the same thing. So Green Lantern could also be released on, I don't know, probably
CW.
not this channel, but like CW or FX or whatever. They'll probably release
So
it
are
on
they
another
releasing
channel.
Harley? Are they releasing Harley season 1 first on
They've been.
Sci-Fi?
So they've
That's
been.
right,
I think
Matthew.
season 1's almost done on Sci-Fi. So every week they've been
Wow.
releasing episodes on there.
Gotcha.
Matthew is jumping on my thing with Crunchyroll and Criterion Collection.
What, Mike?
I said I have to remind myself to record that. I didn't even know it was already on.
Oh, you definitely should. Like I said, it's one of my favorite shows, and it's definitely the best thing on DC Universe.
Hopefully I can somehow get back and watch the previous episodes on there.
Mm-hmm. It's good stuff. Did you have a comment? Sorry, Chris.
No. Matthew was talking about Crunchyroll and what was it? Oops, Crunchyroll and Criterion Collection. I have a channel that goes directly to Japan, so I watch current day Japanese stuff with subtitles. I don't do Crunchyroll or stuff like that.
That sucks. So correction, it's only free if you have HBO and AT&T.
Oh,
What?
well,
What?
Oh, I have
Yeah,
I have a
AT&T.
better service. It's called
I have
Mobile.
AT&T, but I don't have HBO.
So that's not worth it.
Oh,
And then
that's ridiculous.
It's not worth the extra $20 to get 10 HBO channels.
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that I really, unless a show like blows my mind, I still don't think I would get the service. I think I would wait for like a DVD, or I'll wait until again it cross promotes with another channel, which it seems like they've been doing that. I'm not getting another streaming service. Tree Bark says, "Is Krypton a good show?" I didn't really like it, but I'm not a big.
The first
sci-fi
season
fan.
was good. I didn't watch the second.
There you go. Okay.
Never seen an episode.
Yeah, I don't think it would be your thing, Mike.
No, I don't think you like Mike. Honestly, it's because I'm a huge Superman fan and I like seeing something that's like the ancestry of Kal-El. But otherwise,
I like the actor a
boring.
lot. I think the guy who played him was really good.
Yeah.
Krypton is a boring place that I feel like a lot of fans of Superman will love, but people who are just coming in to watch, they'll be like, "This show sucks."
So Sweet says, Mike, if you have an unlimited plan on AT&T, I believe you also get it free. So we'll see. Tell us if you do, even though I don't have AT&T.
Look at Mike; he's gonna
Yeah,
watch a 4-hour.
The problem here's the biggest problem about AT&T. So when I call them, right, I kid you not, every time I call them, I will be on hold for a minimum of 30 minutes. Like the service is good for like AT&T itself, but the customer service is horrible. I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I want to talk about somebody about this and that." Okay, hold on real quick. Then another 15 minutes. And then every year I have to renew my contract with them. It's like almost a 2-hour conversation. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth the free access to HBO.
Probably not. Yeah, because what are you going to watch on HBO?
Spend 3 hours on
No.
the phone to watch a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, I don't. I think you have better ways to spend your time.
Mhm.
We'll see.
All right, well, that's all the news and that's all the comments I see right now. So we'll get into Under the Radar.
Yes, Under the Radar is back.
First time in a long time.
I know, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's weird to say it.
In a year.
Yep, and so Under the Radar, for those of you who are new to this, Under the Radar is comic books that we talk about of what we don't read. Like one might read it or the other one doesn't. So let's get into my Under the Radar first. So I would like to talk about Red Sonja issue number 15. So Red Sonja, I feel, has been a slow in progress comic book a little bit. Like it works slowly up, not in a bad way, in a good way. Like we know that Red Sonja gave up her throne, you know, for the offer that was given by Joe Quinn's offer, basically to serve him as the master of war, just so that way her civilians don't suffer with starvation with food and stuff, because she was going to get it for the civilians. So with that, with her sworn to protect everyone, we get a little backstory of her in wars a year ago. You know, how her courage always got in the way a little bit. So it's kind of learning a little bit about her character in the past comic issues. And we also have a bunch of other stuff that was in there, which if you guys want to read a comic book, I would definitely recommend it if you want to find out what it is. Yeah, all in all, we get Zoran, who is alive in the comic book, because we thought he was dead in wars before that, and it was to be continued. So it's a pretty good comic issue, just slow in progress, but I'd say pick it up if you've been reading Red Sonja and if you're interested in her little story. So we're going to go into now, Mike. You're Under the Radar.
What are you going to say,
Chris? Oh, the
cosplay
cover, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been checking out some Dynamite books. I like their cosplay covers, so I actually been checking. I got that one, and I got Vampirella, which comes out tomorrow.
Cool.
All right. So my first Under the Radar.
Yeah, first off, I want to apologize for coming on late. I was watching a show with my wife. We literally had 10 minutes left, so I wanted to finish it before we came on. So I apologize about coming on late. And also, it's just good to have new comics this week to actually talk about and have a
crazy.
top 5 and Under the Radar. So any books that the fans would love to put, like what they read this week, that would be awesome. And hopefully our discussion will trigger maybe some of these books that you might want to read, because tomorrow we have a decent amount of books, but like next week, like June 3rd, there's hardly anything coming out. So, maybe this might spark something. So just letting you guys know. But coming to my Under the Radar book, mine was actually Year Zero. I thought that's from AWA, and that book was really good. And for you guys that haven't read Year Zero, it's basically, yes, it's a zombie apocalyptic book, but it's done in different aspects, like from different characters on how they see things, on how they deal with the virus themselves, which I think is a very interesting way. And it's not just like in the same state. They're in different parts of the world dealing with this zombie apocalypse. One of the most interesting characters in this book, his name is BJ, and he's like the Eugene of this world. And he takes every what's it called? What's the word that I'm looking for? He's just preparing for everything. And by the time you get to the end of the book, it's just like, oh, wow, he's doing experiments on live zombies. And it's crazy, man. I was like, oh, wow, that's awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this series goes, how all these characters like grow within the series, and maybe do they meet up together by the time we get to the end of this. So I don't know. I really liked it. Definitely a recommendation from me.
I wasn't feeling this one as much,
right.
but I'm also not as hardcore of a zombie fan. So I think as a fan of The Walking Dead, I totally get where you're coming from. But I couldn't get into any of the characters. I just thought they like introduced too many people to us, and there wasn't anything for me to be hooked on to.
I can tell you that after reading issue 1, and I say this, after reading it a second time, I liked it better because I also read issue 2 already.
Yeah, I didn't read issue 2.
I already have an appreciation more. I think issue 2 does a better job at showing off these characters more. So there's more character growth there.
Okay.
I'm waiting for them to come out. However, I'm on Mike's side. I really did enjoy Year Z. I did. It was a very good. What was it, Year Z or Year 1? Was it now?
Year 0.
Year 0. Okay.
Yeah.
Had a Z. I knew there was a Z somewhere. Year 0, issue 1. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
All right, thanks, Mike. So let's go to Kat next with your Under the Radar book.
Mine's another. Oh no, this is 5 years, so it's
So you went
another
from
year.
0 years to 5.
5. This is the penultimate issue of this book, and I still feel like not much has happened. Obviously, there's not a lot of books, but I still think it's a worthwhile read if you've read all the Terry Moore stuff. There's some fun character beats in this issue, especially little girl Zoe. I thought had some fun lines, but yeah, it was an okay issue this time around. We'll see how it ends in general.
What was a comic book? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
5.
5 years.
5 years. Damn it! He's Year 0. She's 5 years. Mine has no years to it.
All right. And finally, we have Chris with your Under the Radar book.
It's a digital first. It's Deceased. What was it? How do you say it exactly? Deceased Hope at World's End, issue 1. The eyes of Jimmy Olsen during the original Deceased, the first volume of Deceased.
I heard Stephanie had a little cameo, very small.
Very small. That's why Kat's not even going to acknowledge this book.
I looked into because I saw like an image of it. I was like, oh my God, Stephanie's in this. I got to read it. And then I looked through it. I'm like, never mind. Stephanie's not in this.
Oh, Jimmy love. I thought it was great. I really liked it. I can't wait for the second part. I think the second part's this week, right? It's a weekly series?
Well, it's every other week.
Yeah, it's every other week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait for it to come out physically even more so I can have it all collected physically.
Comic Universal says my Under the Radar this week was Star Wars, the Clone Wars Battle Tales. It was very good, and it fits perfectly into the Star Wars timeline. I like seeing Anakin right before he is mastered to Ahoshka. Is that how you say her name? Ahoshka. Yeah, that's cool.
My only thing was the art. The art made it a little hard for me to enjoy it. A little too cartoony, but I did like it. I would hope that the art improves over time.
I like the Deceased book as well, the digital one. But the problem with those digital ones is they're just too short. Just as the story starts getting going, right? It's just like, just kidding. We're gonna end. We're gonna stop.
You gotta wait 2 more weeks for the next chapter.
Right, exactly. So, but I thought the artwork was kind of cool. Was different, and you can tell that Jimmy is just like. He's like almost like made for this world. It's like as soon as this happened, it's like the on switch happened for him. And he was just like, all right, I'm ready to deal with this, you know? So I thought it was cool.
All right. And with that, Mike will take us to comic book discussions and top 5. So if you like to talk about what that is for our new viewers, Mike, take it away.
Yeah. So basically every week we break it down. We give our top 5 books that we like the most. And then we also talk about some of the bigger books that have come out throughout the week. Usually is much bigger books that, we talk about.
Number 1 is Ghost Spider this week.
Right.
And it didn't come out this week.
Right. We're scratching for books. We're talking about books that came out last week. In fact, Ghost Spider wasn't even released in physical form. It was released in digital form. So that's the first book that we're going to be talking about. If you want to put your, as we talk about our top 5 for this round, if you want to put your number 5 book, you can put it. If we get a chance to read it out, we would. But at least what we can do is we can at least show it on the screen. Okay. So we're going to kick it off.
Before you go, Mike, I just want to answer just in the vein of what you just said. Gore asked or said 5 years ended, didn't it? I read issue 10 2 weeks ago. Yes, but because we were scratching for books, it came out from Diamond this week. So Diamond is still releasing 5 years. So issue 10 in like comic stores has not been released, but digitally and in his store it has been. I have issue 10 physically, but I'm not reviewing it until preview says it's officially out. So yes, but no.
I have 10 also. I just picked it up for that cover.
It's still a cool cover. I think it's still available if you guys want to get it. But yes, going into big books.
So we're gonna kick it off with one of last week's book, and I don't know how many of the fans out there read this book, but Ghost Spider. I know Kat and I were talking about it. I think off camera last week.
Yeah, it was off camera.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It was an okay issue for me. I thought it was it's one of the weaker story arcs, I think, for me, with Sue and Johnny, and they like killed off her mother and stuff, and it was just like it's not crossing over as much between the main Earth and her Earth, and
now it's just her Earth.
Yeah, I mean, and she was so angry in that issue too. When her and her father were getting in a disagreement about if her dad should retire from the force, and her dad's like, well, it's different. You choose to be a superhero, and I don't know. It was just a lot of talking, a lot of going on, and nothing really happening in that issue. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that.
I agree, but I think the reason Gwen's not going to be in the main universe for a while. Somebody mentioned about Outlawed. I think that's what's going to keep Gwen in her universe, because they're making it so that teen heroes can't be heroes without sponsors in the Marvel universe. Because the Marvel universe government sucks, whereas the DC universe government, Teen Titans running around, they don't care. They don't care how young you are in DC. But I think that's why we're going to have Gwen in her universe more, because she doesn't have to deal with the nonsense in the 616.
That makes sense. Totally makes sense.
I think that was my biggest issue, and I talked about this with Mike last week. My biggest issue was the connection to Outlaw. It makes absolutely no sense. Why is she so angry about a different Earth? It's just like, well, I should feel this way. But it's like, Gwen, this is not affecting you. So, like, don't be so pissed off. And I feel like they focus so much on that. The interesting stuff with Sue and Johnny doesn't get enough panel time. So when they kill off their mom off panel, it's like, wait, I kind of wanted to see that. Because when did this happen?
And then she becomes like, she joins their social media with them. It's like, what's the big deal about joining their social media? Like, who gives a shit? You can do your own social media.
Probably get more people too. I will say though, I only liked one issue I read this week, so this is going to be higher on my list, because I didn't really like many of my books this week because there was not many. So I liked one book.
Totally understandable. All right. Any other comments about Ghost Spider?
Nope.
No? Okay. So the next one we're going to talk about is a book that probably Chris and I read. And this is Deceased Unkillables. The conclusion to this small little run here. This was the best book of these 3 issues.
Yes.
And this would be a book. This would be an issue that Kat would appreciate, because this one had to do a lot with Slade and Rose. Yes. Yeah. I put that in my panels, and the relationships that these characters built throughout this 3-issue series was very strong. And it kind of came to a head at the end of this particular issue. And we get to see Slade gets left behind. Rose and her dad share this hug. Lady
Cassie and her mom, they had that moment on the bus.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. And they got separated, but then you still have the possible relationship with Cassie and was it Jason Todd, right? Yeah. So they have a relationship, and Slade's just like, you better treat her well, because she'll know when you're not, because she can kind of see that future. So those moments were good. And of course you got the really good battle scenes that happened. And then you get to see at the end who survived when they had to go to their secondary base. So what was it? Constantine, who was it? Zantana. And there was somebody else as well that survived. Oh, Poison Ivy and Harley. So those are the ones that survived. So it was a good issue. I really enjoyed it.
I agree 100%. I like that Wonder Woman can't get there because it's magic.
Yes, exactly. And she came pouring in there, man.
Dude.
And just she's so strong, man.
She's going to be the major problem for Volume 2, I think. She was a real problem in this miniseries.
Yep. She's just an uncontrollable beast.
Mm-hmm. I just want to know why. I'm glad this person mentioned it. Why did it take Mary Marvel so long to reveal herself? I mean, for real. You let Cheetah die. You let so many people die. And then you're like, oh, by the Shazam. What?
It had to do something with them taking over. She wanted to make sure that she wasn't going to, I guess, get taken over by these zombies. She wanted to be ready.
Right.
So, because she didn't want that power, that magic turning wrong or going bad. Because can you imagine if she was Shazam or Mary Marvel and then she winds up freaking turning into a zombie? Then you have that and a Wonder Woman flying around. That'd be crazy. So insane stuff there. So yeah, that's an issue I would recommend to read, Kat, if you did read one issue from that.
Yeah, the one thing I always remember is that art. I'm just like, I hate this art.
Yeah, the art, but it's in that series. Like even in the first volume, the art was actually okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
binge read it. I know I read pieces of it though after your recommendation. And
right.
Just, man, this art.
Catwoman,
or not Catwoman, Cheetah just looks weird, man, in that book. She's
I loved it, but I liked how she looked in the book. It fit so well with that.
She's like a little kitty cat. You like pet her and her ears go down. It's so funny.
She's the only one that can call me that. Nobody else can.
The colors look so off too. It's so whitewashed.
It is off. It is off. I mean, even the lettering is off too. But good story. All right. So let's kick it off with number 5. Chris, go ahead and talk about your number 5 book. I gotta get some water real quick. Hey, Brent.
Before I do my number 5, do you have an under the radar, or would you like to talk about Ghost Spider or Deceased Unkillables?
If I had to pick an under the radar, I guess Star. I think that's
I forgot that came out.
Yeah,
is that a digital book?
Yeah.
It is digital.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. They moved it to digital only, I think.
They did. After I bought the first 3 issues.
Yeah, but it's a really solid series, and I think it doesn't get the credit that it deserves. But that's all I'll say about it. Ghost Spider, it was a solid issue. I don't think this particular arc is as strong for me so far, but
we've all said the same thing.
Okay, cool. So that's pretty much it. So we can go on.
And then there was also Unkillables, unless you
I don't read Deceased at all.
Okay, so we're now up to me again with top 5. Mine goes to Jim Henson, The Storyteller Ghost, issue number 2. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I doubt anybody's reading it. It's from Boom Studios. It's a mini series. I think it's 4 or 5 issues. How many issues are you? It is 4 issues. So there's 2 more after this, and I just enjoy it. It's little ghost stories. It's like kind of like Are You Afraid of the Dark or Tales from the Crypt or stuff like that. So I enjoyed this one. It's about a woman whose enemy gives her this spell that decapitates her head from her body. So she's basically a floating head, and it's just crazy. It's really good. Good artwork. Hi, Tommy. Go. Good artwork and really fun storytelling.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
What book was this?
This is Jim Henson's The Storyteller Ghosts, issue number 2 of 4.
Oh, wow.
So that was mine.
All right, so Chris, you were the first one to go, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mike, I'm
so
just
go
letting you
on.
know, I only read 2 books this week, so I'm going to go at number 2.
Okay.
Just
All right,
letting you
Kat,
know.
what's your number 5?
Mine is Outcast, and I didn't like it. So it's definitely not high on the list. I gave it 2.5 stars. This book is like going out on a whimper right now. The whole story is about them exercising kind of people, but there's like two groups. It's just pretty much The Walking Dead with like demons. So there's two groups and they have to go against each other. And now we're seeing the bad group go up against the good group. And that's about it. Like, that's the story. There's not much personality to it. It's almost over. The artwork is amazing, but the story kind of falls flat.
I feel like it's been almost over for like 3 years now.
Oh, it feels that way. And it actually, well, I guess because it does get delayed. Like, their hiatuses are pretty long. Like, between, like, they do issue by issue, like, every month, but, like, their gaps for volumes are pretty long.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a book that's, like, weird for you. You stuck with it.
I really did, and I don't really know why. If I knew, I would have dropped this thing a long time ago.
I
I
never
can't wait
even
for
tried
it
it.
to end. Oh, sorry, Brant. What did you say?
Sorry, I was. What's that, Kat? I'm sorry.
I can't wait for it to end.
Yeah.
Just that way I don't have to read it anymore.
I never even tried it at all.
It's definitely not your thing. It
Okay.
just, yeah, you would hate it.
Yeah.
I think if anyone would have liked it, Mike, I think you would have had maybe some like for it just because it's so similar to The Walking Dead.
But I did read it in the beginning, and I found it boring.
It doesn't get any more interesting. The same plot from that, like those beginning issues, just never, like it never goes over a hump. You feel like you're going to learn about these outcasts at some point. You're going to learn what this book's about, and you never do. You still don't know like what these demons are. You don't know why they're doing what they're doing. You don't know why they're bad. Like why are these demons bad besides they're possessing people? Like I don't think they ever dug deep into the mythology. They're like, it's here because.
It's kind of like what he did though with Walking Dead. The zombies were there because, but you never know why.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't wait till it ends to see if it's like, oh, that's it, or man, that was an amazing ending.
I hope so. I hope it's that one issue is the best issue they've ever had. Because I always say that after like 15 issues, there's like one solid one. Because like, oh, this character had an interesting story, but it takes about 15 issues to get there. So there's maybe been 4 good issues out of the 48 that they've released.
It's funny. All right, Brant. So I heard you read like 12 books this week.
Yeah, between this week and last week's, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
Trying to compete with you guys. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, I just reading when I can, and it ended up being that many. But yeah, no, mine is Buffy the Vampire Slayer 14, I think is the issue. I just love Buffy's voice in this book, and now that she's back from the Hellmouth and that whole thing is over, we get back to Buffy dealing with Kendra, and there's 2 Slayers and all this stuff. But I just the reason that I love this issue is just the whole beginning was totally in Buffy's voice, and I could hear Sarah Michelle Gellar saying the lines and her cadence and everything. So that's really why I like the issue. That's really the only reason. So.
I actually really like this issue because I really hated a lot of what Buffy was doing.
Right.
So I'm like, wow, I really did not like it. But this I enjoy because the artwork was so much better. Like you said, like the likeness of Buffy was there. And also I kind of like it was just about the characters. It was about Buffy.
Exactly.
And we haven't seen her in like 10 issues. So I had an appreciation for this issue. I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
that was kind of refreshing because it was kind of that taking a beat in between, you know, what just happened and what's coming up next. So yeah. It was a nice, refreshing kind of interlude.
I agree.
Cool. All right. So mine was actually the reprint of Bang issue 1. I was actually finally able to get a copy of this book. I don't know if I got a second copy, third copy, whatever.
That's second
it was.
print.
I don't know.
You got the second printing one.
Second print? Oh, okay. So yeah, I like that story. I liked how it was like these different versions. Chris was chatting with me on my live stream a couple days ago about like kind of the understandings on how like what's his name? Thomas Cord, I think it was.
Thomas Cord. He's the 007 of this universe, and he finds the writer who wrote all of his books, and it's like, yeah, it was
that's
cool.
fun.
Yeah, and then it's just like you get one version of them, and then it's just like then you see the other version of them, and it's kind of weird, you know.
Actors that played James Bond, I loved it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought it was different. Did they come out with the second issue yet, or no?
Yeah,
yes,
they did.
Die Hard.
Okay,
that
so I have to
gonna be
find
like
that
Die
issue.
Hard.
What's that?
So they're doing different genres for every issue.
Genres. This one is Diehard. Issue 2 is Diehard mixed with I don't know, what is he? Brand, you read issue 2, right?
Yeah, but it's been a while. I don't remember everything.
It looked like an inhalator or something like that, and it gives him either intelligence.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I forgot what the third one was. Strength.
Yeah. So strength. Yeah, it enhances them in different ways depending on how many inhales he does. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Is he on a cruise ship or a train? It's a train.
He was on a train telling his story, which took place somewhere else, and then he got attacked on the train, and you see what's his name? You see Cord at the end of the issue again,
right.
Kind of recruiting him.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, so I like the book. I thought it was cool, fun, interesting concept. So if I can get issue 2, I'll try to get issue 2 and read that one.
Everywhere. Issue 2 is available. Issue 1 sold out. For some reason, issue 1 sold out everywhere really quickly.
And I had a lot of hype before it was released.
Yeah,
so.
it did. All right, cool. So we're going to move on. We're going to talk about the next books. We got the conclusion to Dollhouse Family, issue 6. So we got that one in Ludocrats, which I actually did not read. But Dollhouse Family was a pretty...
that came out this week. One of the few issue ones that came out.
I was still curious about it because it was a number 1 from Image, and you know how those books go sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dollhouse Family, the conclusion to that, I thought was a very fitting conclusion. I thought it was kind of a little bit predictable. Obviously, you kind of knew that they were going to win. We got to see the dollhouse getting destroyed, but it was kind of gross because you got to see that beast. It finally came out, and you get to see this crazy, mysterious cat that destroyed the beast. And obviously, it's a fake form, huh?
He ate it.
I know, it's nasty. But then you got to see kind of like the daughter, how once everything was fixed, they kind of rewrote time a little bit, and the daughter was born into the world with that silver arm, and so it looks like
because she rewrote time.
Right. This could be like, maybe there could be future issues when it comes to this series, which, if they do make another Dollhouse Family, I think that would be really cool. So great story overall, very horrific type of book. This is a book that you're going to want to read in trade if you can't find it. Yeah. Because I think this will read really good in trade. Just back to back to back to back. Get the whole story.
Yes.
So good stuff there. I think me and Chris have like some sick minds because we're the ones that read all these horror books.
We do. Yeah. And you got me into certain books that I never considered that you dropped, like what was it? Faithless you dropped, and I ended up staying on it. I don't know.
Really a horror book though? That was a weird ass book.
It was there. Did you finish Plastic, Mike?
That was another weird ass book.
I finished
that was weird
because you recommended the first issue and I liked it.
Yeah. Wasn't it like his girlfriend was a doll or something?
Yeah.
Where it's
that
like
was weird. That was weird. I thought, but that was only a mini series.
It wasn't.
I did finish that. I did finish that book. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I love the horror genre if done right because I don't get a chance to watch a lot of horror movies, and I love horror movies, but my wife doesn't like them because it gives her so much anxiety. So the next best thing is to read these horror comics, and if they're written right, I really enjoy them. So that's why I like it so much.
I was saying, are you reading Farmhands? Which I don't think it's horror. It's more like kind of like Chew. It's out there.
Yeah, I've read Farmhand from when it started, but I'm behind in it. But I still have all the issues of it.
I caught up. I caught up via digital. So I think next week it comes out.
Next week, yeah, issue 15, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Grades.
All right, so let's talk about this next Ludocrats. I didn't read it. So was it good? What was it about?
It was something
out there. It was so out.
It was so out there. It's like it's kind of post-apocalyptic, but it's the only people that survived are ludicrous, and you're only worthy of interacting with everybody if you're ludicrous. That's what they call them. So it's just like as out there as people can be, the more the better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the main guy, he's walking around naked, covered in blood, and he's eyeing this girl that's like half robot, half half steam engine, half person. It's weird, man.
That's more robot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if I'm coming back for issue 2. I might. I didn't put it on my shopping block because I might come back for issue 2. It's out there.
You do like the out there-ness, so
I do love the out there-ness. So I mean, if I'm reading
Who wrote it?
and then I read all those other crazy books, and
it was right. Kieran Gillen.
Kieran
writes
Gillen,
it.
yeah.
Kieran Gillen is good at being out there. I will say that.
Yeah.
And I do like the art. I feel like the art's really good. I do.
The art was really good. Yeah, I agree with that. It was a little too out there for my taste. But
what's that book that Kieran Gillen, like everyone loves from Kieran Gillen? It's an Image book.
It's
Die?
No, it's not Die. It's not a new one. It's
an older one.
Yeah, I mean,
the
I
heck?
think it's still going on. Let me look it up because I know there's a book that people are like, "Oh my god!"
I have it too, and I forgot what it is.
It is The Wicked and the Divine. There we
Wicked
go.
Oh
and
my
Divine.
god! I read that whole series while we were on this
Yeah.
no comic hiatus.
I didn't realize that was
whole
his.
thing.
Yeah.
Front
Is it
to
good?
back. That was a freaking amazing series. I want
Really?
all the freaking big books of that. It was
I gotta
so
read that.
good. That and for some reason, Sex Criminals wasn't as stupid as I thought it was. So I want to
I
get
know
back.
Sex Criminals is good.
It was
I haven't read
really
all of it.
good.
But that's
Yeah.
definitely. They have a good
I want
character.
both
I mean,
of those.
yeah, I will have to check out Wicked and Divine though. That's been on the list, and also he
Yeah.
writes a lot of good music stuff. Like I forget what it's
Mhm.
called, like something panagram. I don't think that's how you pronounce it, or what the word is. But yeah, he writes really good music books. But there's also some stuff that hit and miss for me with Kieran Gillen.
Yeah. Phonogram.
Phonogram. There you go. I was
Yeah.
close.
All right, so that was that book. All right, so let's talk about our number 4 book of the week from the small books that we did read. And my number 4, I guess it was Savage Dragon. I didn't even realize that, but yeah, Savage Dragon. So
Oh, yeah, Savage Dragon came out. Yeah.
Oh,
I have not read an issue of Savage Dragon in months. I mean, it was delayed even before COVID-19 came around. But this issue was kind of good because we get to see who's it, Angel, which is another one of their heroes, recover from massive injuries that she had. And the main issue, the main problem with this book is, well, the main issue of this book is that Chicago is getting run by this particular gas that's going to change people, whatever the case may be, and people are running to the border or whatnot. So it was a pretty good issue. It wasn't anything where I was like, oh man, this is awesome, but it was good to see Savage Dragon back, and it wasn't a raunchy issue. It was just a good plain old comic book that was done by Eric Larson, and I had fun with it, and it was good to see the character back again. So that's all I got to say about that. All right, Brant, what's your number?
Were you saying something, Kat? I'm sorry.
I was just saying I'm glad you liked it.
Oh yeah, okay. My number 4 was Hawkeye Freefall issue 5. I've really enjoyed this series. I think it's just fun, and there was this moment where, like the whole series, people have been coming after Clint, accusing him of being Ronin and everything. But Cap and Spidey like just confront him, and Night Nurse is like, "How dare you?" And she like put them in their place, and like they were all like down and dejected.
And put Clint in his place as well. And then
yeah, exactly. It's like, nope, we're done. you screwed up one too many times, Clint. But then he really screwed up with basically Bullseye gets the Ronin suit and kills his assistant, this kid, and
do we care about him? I don't know. I'm kind of happy he's dead.
You would
it's
be.
Fine. I would, yeah. He's like a teenage boy, but he can die.
That's the thing.
fine.
He's a teenage boy. And he's like, yeah, he's dead.
He's not great.
Yeah.
He's narratively dead, okay? It's not like really dead. But yeah, I like the issue. I
Yeah.
do think it started out slow though. Like when he was Ronin, I'm like, I don't like the Hood. I think he's not a great villain, but I like Clint and I like all the stuff he's doing. I'm just like, I just want to see Clint and not Ronin. I know that's weird because that's like the point of why you should like the book, but I kind of am interested to see Bullseye as Ronin and not Clint. But yeah, I liked it. I thought this has been a fun series. It's not like the best Hawkeye series ever, but it's a nice little filler book to have, and definitely during this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Someone liked the book also.
I'm sure she's reading it as we speak.
She's definitely enjoying it.
All right. So next on the list is Kat.
Mine's 5 years, so we already talked about it.
And Tom just signed in. So
He signed in.
First thing I hear is I'm really happy he's dead.
There's more where that comes from.
We're very happy here on this show. Always.
We are.
Yeah.
Even a little sadistic.
Chris, what is yours?
Ironically, Kat has 5 years. I have year 0, number 1.
Of course. They're interchangeable, it seems like.
Yeah, right. All right, cool. All right, so the book we were going to talk about was Buffy, and we already talked about that one, right?
Yep.
So we'll just jump right on into our number 3 book, and my number 3 book was a book we already talked about, and that was Dollhouse Family.
Mine too.
For that, all right.
Mine too.
Makes it easy. And Kat, what was your number 3?
Mine's Hawkeye Freefall. We already talked about it.
I have a feeling we're going to
There's
be
so-
doing this a lot for the next month.
I
There's
think
so many
so.
comics to talk about. What about you,
So-
Brank? Well, you had a lot, so let's see what you got.
Yeah, plus I came on late, so I don't know what all y'all talked about. Justice League, actually, issue 44.
Is it 40? Yeah, it is 44.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
44. I jumped back in with this because it was a new arc, so I gave it a shot because I didn't care for the last arc, and I like the direction of it. They're fighting these mythological beasts, the Manticore and the Hydra and all these different things, and yeah, they had to come to Aquaman's aid, and now they're after Wonder Woman, these creatures, because she helped to lock them in Tartarus and all this stuff. So it was good. Now like the this like revenge thing is taking over all the Justice League, and it's brought in the Spectre to because when vengeance is at play, the Spectre has to come and put everybody in their place. So that was the cliffhanger as we ended the issue. So I thought that was a pretty solid start for this arc. So I enjoyed it, and the art was pretty nice as well.
Too bad it won't be like 2 more issues before Venditti is gone.
And then they're
Yeah,
going to
I
have
know.
somebody else on it.
Yeah, well, they're having somebody else on it, and then there's another new person on issue 50.
Yep. I feel like they are really just exchanging hands with Justice League right now.
Yeah,
Figuring it out after Scott Snyder left is like, oh, well, who's next?
yeah.
I think Venditti was supposed to be on it for that long haul, and then he got the job that he really wanted. So,
What is he on again?
you know,
Did they announce it, or did he just say, oh, I got a different job?
I don't remember if they did it now. He said it was a dream project of his.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if they announced it, but maybe the viewers might actually know.
I guess they're
and
trying
if you do,
to
put it in the
figure it
comments.
out. If he was supposed to be for the long haul, and they're like, oh shit, we got to find another creator.
And Vendetti would have
Yeah,
been
right.
in Justice League.
Yeah,
it's not
I mean, that was
Hawkman because Tevi, it's not Hawkman because he's already doing Hawkman. It's a new project that he's doing. It's a new book.
I don't even know if it's in the big 2. It might be an independent.
I feel
No,
like
I-
as an independent, it would be for your own, and it's just like dream project of your own. That I don't think.
No,
that'd be
it was like it was a DC book that he wanted
Oh.
to do.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Not Justice League. Oh no.
No. Maybe
What
he
other
gets to,
dream project?
yeah, maybe he gets to take a crack at one of the bigger ones.
Batman.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe detective because Peter J. Tomasi.
Well,
They're doing
Has he been
Joker
on
War right now. How long is Joker War supposed to be? Because it's been
a couple issues.
He's
I
taking
don't know how
over
long.
Amethyst.
Oh
This
god.
has been my
Dream
dream
job is-
forever.
If that's a dream, job,
Dream
I need
project,
to
Amethyst. Oh, I'm
He
gonna
did
leave
Green
Justice
Lantern,
League to
and now
write
he's doing it.
Amethyst.
Yeah.
I do wonder because Justice League is like the biggest book you can get
Yeah.
next to Batman and
I
Superman,
love
but
how
not even. I
Tevye-
feel like it is the
Flash,
best you can get.
maybe.
Oh, maybe because he's leaving after this arc.
Yeah.
That's
Williamson,
true.
yeah.
Finish line.
I could see
I
that.
don't know. We'll see.
I would buy that.
We'll see.
I would.
That would
buy
be
100%.
interesting.
Vendetti's been amazing
I'm-
with his writing.
That would be different, a different thing for him, a different style of character for him to write. I would actually enjoy that.
And
That is
Tevye is
true,
listed
yeah.
every single Brian
different.
Michael Bendis book.
I know, right?
Not
Classic.
leaving.
He's not leaving any of those books, Tevye. Stop dreaming.
I want to see him do the Bronze Lantern.
Oh yeah. Me
Oh,
too.
I don't
that.
want it. I don't care.
I want a variant
got-
cover of the Bronze Lantern on every DC
Gold,
cover.
isn't it? Oh, you're making fun of like.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
want
making
him
fun of the
to-
Gold Lantern.
The nickel lantern, the
Lantern.
titanium
Gold
aluminum
Lantern
lantern.
doesn't even have eyeballs apparently, so his whole mask is gold. So
I love it.
maybe
Right.
the bronze one won't have a nose. The silver one won't have ears. You know, take a crack at everything.
I don't know. We'll see.
Uh,
All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about, guys, is we're going to talk about Avengers of the Wastelands. This is issue 4. I did read this one.
I don't remember it. I read
I
it
think
so long ago.
Grant read it. I'm hoping.
Yep.
Okay.
I did.
So
I
we
know-
wind up
yeah,
getting to see our heroes here make their way to, if I remember correctly, it was like Harry or Norman Osborn's
Yes.
facility.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
they came across like Absorbing Man,
Mm-hmm.
Green Goblin.
Enchantress.
Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Who else?
Enchantress.
Shocker? Was
yeah.
Shocker there?
Shocker.
Yep.
And there was one other, and I can't remember who the other one was. And MODOK. Right?
Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. And Enchantress looked exactly the same.
Yeah. Of course.
She doesn't age, right?
And she
So
kept
you gotta-
insulting Danielle. You know, it's like, because
Yeah.
you know, she's very, very knowledgeable of Thor, obviously.
But it was a good book. I think the biggest thing you got out of this is you get the confession from the Ant-Man here.
Mhm.
He was
Yeah.
the traitor of the group, and
Yeah.
he kept on trying to blame it on the new Captain America. So that was
Yeah.
the biggest thing out of that book, and I thought it was quite interesting. I really wish this book finished physically. I can't stand that it's done digitally.
Yeah.
Me too.
I hate that I hope that they'll come out with like the physical issues at some point. That just sucks. But yeah, no, it was a good book. The traitor thing I didn't see coming. I didn't think it was going to be him. So that was a nice little twist.
Mhm, I agree. Wild Child was the other villain, comic
That's
Universal
it,
mentioned.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like Marvel might release the single issues if a lot of people talk. I feel like DC is just going in a direction with their digital only. I don't know.
It's fine if it starts off that way, but when, when you got a series, you got like 3 issues out, and then the rest of it's going to be digital. It's like
Because
for a
then when you look 10
collector.
years, it's like, oh, where's Gwen Stacy issue or Ghost Spider issue 9?
Exactly.
Oh,
Right? You're like, I could swear I read that book.
Yeah. Right.
So that's
Frustrating.
funny. But it was a good issue.
Yeah.
Continues to be a solid story. Curious to see how it's going to end. You know, what is it? 5? It was 5 issues, isn't it?
5
Or
issues,
6?
so you only have one more.
One more. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's dumb.
Who's gonna pay for a trade paperback just to own the last 2 issues?
I would
Hard
just to complete
man.
the.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Exactly.
I would
Story.
sell the first 3 issues and buy the trade then.
Right.
Good
Yeah.
plan. Well, those issues might be rare
Well,
because
yeah.
it didn't
Exactly.
finish.
Yeah.
No, they won't be rare because they were already mass produced.
How much was Avengers Wasteland mass produced,
I
though?
don't know. I'm just giving you they could be. Look at Star.
Definitely.
There's a bunch of Star books out there from 1 to 3.
They thought that was going to be a big seller. I don't think Avengers Wasteland, because there was no new appearance. It was just, anyways, get your money, Chris.
Oh.
Get all that money.
This is totally off the subject. I wound up I bought a Barbie doll yesterday at Target.
Barbie? Did you say Barbie?
You want to know? It's a Barbie Tokyo doll from 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games.
Oh, wow. See,
okay.
that's
So-
definitely worth it.
That's
see what it looks
because I saw that they had these, and these 2020 games will have never
Might-
existed. Right?
Ooh,
So these
true.
Barbie dolls are going to have this logo on there, and it could be worth money. Now, I was looking at eBay, and they were selling from anywhere from $50 to like $130 already.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I paid
looking at
$20.
40.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. I got to get some Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
And this was the last one I saw at my Target store.
Yeah.
So I'm
Wow,
sure they're
yours-
already
Crazy.
gone.
He bought it for his daughter.
I didn't even think about that, but it's true. It might not happen. So
Hey, it happened with me and Baby Yoda. I mean, my Baby Yoda sold out, and I only paid $20 for it.
Mm.
sometimes you get lucky.
So 20 years from now, they'd be like, "Ooh, remember the 2020 Olympic Games? Oh, they didn't happen because of coronavirus, and it was a 2021 games." So mislabeled stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, at first I
And
thought
there's-
Chevy was saying ooh to Barbie dolls. I'm like, what's
I did
so ooh
too.
about that? But then I
Yeah.
saw it was about Gwen Stacy. I'm like, okay, never mind. Gwen Stacy having goblin babies, not Gwen herself. We love Gwen. I love Gwen. Her goblin babies can go somewhere else.
I don't understand
Yeah.
why this guy with Tree Bark's going with a lot of his comments tonight. Very out there.
He gave us €5, so
He,
he can talk about his
yeah.
Gwen Stacy.
He doesn't
goblin
like
baby.
his musicals. I'll tell you that. I've been having a conversation with him about the musicals. I think so.
Sorry, I
All
don't
right,
like
so
musicals.
let's move forward now. We're going to talk about the number 2 book, and I'm going to start this one off with Michael because this is the first time he's talking about his books this
Probably
week.
read Sonja.
Well,
The disappointment in his face when it's like,
it's like I wanted it to be a
So happy.
surprise.
he's so
Take
happy
it over.
to say
Let
it.
Sonja
And then Cat said it, his face just
talk about it.
No, go ahead, Michael. Talk about it.
went thunder.
He already did talk about it though.
Oh, he did already talk. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't here for
It
that.
was his under the radar book also.
Oh, gotcha,
He's like,
gotcha.
move along, everybody. Just move along, keep going.
Sorry.
One of the best cosplayer
I
covers.
tried, Michael. I tried.
He was going for his
Well,
second
it's
round about Red Sonja. He needed a little bit more. Sorry, you got to read more books, Mike.
That's hard when it's this low, you know what I'm saying?
Very hard.
We did talk about
We-
that, Frankie. We did
Yeah.
talk about that.
We did a
I'm
little
probably
bit
the
ago.
only one here that's going to read issue 2.
My number 2 book was a book we already talked about, and that was not year 1, not year 2, not year 3, not year 4, but year 0.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you. What was yours, Kat?
Mine was Ghost Spider because there's no other books out. Love you, Gwen.
Brant?
Come on.
Birthright issue.
Me
40
too.
43. Yeah. It's
It
such.
was so good.
It was so good. We finally get that confrontation, at least,
Or
the
Mike.
start of the confrontation between Mikey and Laura. And you got this whole game plan they've concocted with, Brennan doing the magic thing and, the
But what did he
soldiers.
whisper to his wife?
Yeah, I want to know. Like, he clued her in on why he let Laura in and all that stuff, but we didn't get to hear it. But her face just like told this story, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry you had to go through that, but I'm totally supportive of you. And it's like, what the heck did he say? Yeah.
What did he do?
Yeah, exactly. What did he do? Oh my goodness. What did he have to do? But it was all a master plan of Mikey's to get Lord there to Earth so he could take him out, which I thought was
Because
pretty cool.
Laura doesn't have as much power on Earth as he does on Tyrannos.
Right. So good issue. Really good
I
issue.
wonder what your guys' number 1's gonna be if that was your number 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, let's move on. Let's see. We're talking about Hawkeye Freefall, which we talked about. And man, oh man, how coincidental that Birthright issue 43 was the other book we were supposed to talk about. So let's skip all that crap and let's go right to our number 1. And this time, once again, going to kick it off with Michael. What's your number one? And no one say anything.
Not Red Sonja.
Thank you, Mike. Red Hood and the Outlaws.
It was a red book.
Yeah.
He's going to kick your ass, Chris.
I am seriously, but whatever. I ignore his. But anyway, so Jason Todd is on. I'm gonna so kill you. Jason is on a mission of going up against the Untitled along with Colonel Bizarro, and we also have the other side where
His name is Colonel Bizarro.
G.I. Joe.
No, the Colonel M Bizarro.
And Bizarro.
Oh,
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then we have the other side where Artemis is fighting against Essence, which is who Jason Todd is trying to save. And they give a little backstory of why he's trying to save Essence in the beginning of the comic book. And it's been like a little bit more of a back and forth thing, but we also see that, Jason's looking for the answers of why the Untitled are there and invading all these people. And it wasn't the colonel, it was the general, actually. I thought it was a
General. G.I. Joe.
Yeah, the general got infected with I ignore him, of the general that got infected by the Untitled. And then we have like an evil, there's like an evil plan that Essence thinks that Jason's going to take over the world. And we all know that there's always the villains that think that they're going to be doing, like the other person going to be doing other things. So it's like more of a back and forth thing in this comic book, like going from one to the other. I thought it was an okay issue. It's basically to be continued where Jason and Bizarro are in a mystical labyrinth of the Untitled where they could travel through time, basically. Time and space. And that's where it's left off to be continued. So it's an okay issue. Just the back and forth went too much. And that's it.
Yeah, I tried reading this book to jump on because there's so little comics, and I was like lost. I'm like,
I would
oh
say
my
jump
God,
on issue 50, Mike. That's where a new team's supposed to be coming on.
Yeah.
on
that's what I
issue
heard.
50.
Or is it
Oh, okay,
51?
good.
No, 51. They're ending this whole run at 50, and then 51 will be a new team. Not Ken.
Oh, okay, good. I'll jump on it then again because I thought maybe I could pick it up. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm reading it. I'm like, what the heck am I reading? I wasn't fond of the artwork either. The artwork was like real stiff and bulky, and I don't know. I just couldn't get into it.
And don't forget, if you want to read your DC comic books, you have to now go to a digital soliciting site to do that. Unlike every other comic, company.
It's a new world.
Only for DC, apparently, though.
So far.
Digital.
So far, you're very true, Brad.
Yeah.
You know what? If it does really well, I promise you, Marvel will be right behind them.
No, for sure.
All right, so that was Michael's number one. I like how Chris flashed the red frontline thing on there.
That was
too.
not me. That was either
So
Brad
kinda-
or Cat.
I wasn't me.
Oh,
So
What now?
probably Brett.
The red background.
Oh yeah, I did.
when you said Red Hood, you put the red background on
That
there.
was Brad. I did.
I thought that was the blood that Michael was gonna punch.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Michael was seeing red at that point.
was seeing red.
Yeah.
Sure.
seeing red and G.I. Joe.
All right, so my number one was Deceased Unkillables,
Same here.
issue 3.
Yep.
We already talked about that.
We did.
So nice. Brant, what was your number one?
Mine was actually Star. I really enjoyed this
Wow.
issue. Yeah,
It was
Really
very good.
it was.
very good.
I'm gonna have to go back and read it. I totally forgot about it because
Yeah, the Black
Yeah.
Order is very prominent in it, so you'll like that, Mike.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I really wish they would have just released these as single issue physicals, especially because it was a mini series and it already started. But I'll probably end up selling the 3 issues and getting the trade.
Just so
So,
confident
all
in
these
digital comics, they should just release Empire Digital.
Yeah,
Oh.
right. They should do it the whole Empire series and
Whole thing.
mini series digitally only.
That'd be perfect.
Frankie asks, has anyone heard when Free Comic Book Day is coming? Next year.
Nope.
It got canceled this year. Yeah. If we're lucky.
Are the books coming out though? At least are
I don't
I have
think
no
so.
idea. I don't think so.
They
Yeah.
should because they made it, but maybe
Funny
they don't
enough-
finish that.
Psalm 43 didn't come out this week, Tavia.
I think my shop said that
Huh.
they got a couple of those books,
Hmm.
but they didn't get obviously the full shipment because
But
they
even
get so many.
oh, wait, yeah,
They
yeah.
get so many books that they don't that they can't receive the entire shipment all at once. They get them scattered until the event comes.
That's weird.
So
'cause
weird.
I mean, I think I ordered Batman Beyond 40. Yeah, I did. I ordered it. It's supposed to come out tomorrow. Oh, today.
Well, it technically comes out today, so he could have read it.
Oh, yeah, he's probably
So
throwing.
one thing I will say, I guess, for commenters, and we could like say this in the future, let's try not having the books for DC that are released on Tuesday in the comments, just because a lot of people are not going to be reading them,
Right,
and we don't want to
save those for next week.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
So
why
even if
he's
they
doing.
come out today,
Yeah, I don't know why they.
So basically, our new comic book day is still going to be Wednesday.
yeah. So
Right.
whatever books come out, even if it's DC books came out today, we will not be. Well, we're definitely not discussing it. But even commenters, try not to just discuss those either, because most
Right.
people are not going to have a chance to read them.
Yeah.
We
There's-
don't have a chance to read them.
No, not before the show for sure.
Yeah. We got last week's books to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read my books predominantly on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday now. So like tomorrow, even though DC's out now, I won't read it till tomorrow probably anyway.
I'm a procrastinator, so
I mean, if I can
Last minute.
you know I will. But I mean, for the
I
most
try to
part-
spread it out. But yeah, I end up reading a lot on Monday and Tuesdays.
So everyone gave their number ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I was
Oh,
Buffy.
Cat.
I don't
you-
think I gave mine.
Well,
Right.
Cat didn't. Yeah.
We already talked about it.
Oh, yeah. We pretty much talked about everything. All right, so I'm going to pass it along to Chris. Like, it's hard to believe we actually do have a chopping block.
We have a
this week.
chopping block this week, ladies and gentlemen, and I think it's only Cat. So.
No, I got one.
Explain what
okay,
it
okay,
is.
good. Okay, great. I mean, it's bad, but great. Okay, so we're gonna start with Cat since I know.
Michael asked you to explain what it is, the chopping block, for new viewers.
I'm sorry, Mike, if you don't remember what the chopping block is. This is the show where we chop the fat off of our pull list. Basically,
Yes.
books we are not enjoying and we are cutting or chopping off of our reading pile. So, Kat, what are you chopping off of your reading pile?
I'm sadly going to chop off year 0. None of the AWA books have made it for me yet. I'm still waiting for Frank Cho.
Here's my cat. Can you listen here?
I don't know what's going on with our live show. It's just so weird.
Oh, no.
But I am excited for Frank Cho's Woman Island book. I don't know what it's called.
Woman Island book. That's the title.
That's
There's
right up
Woman
Frank
on
Cho's
an
alley,
island.
though.
It is.
Yeah,
There's
right.
women
I
on an
know.
island. And they gotta fight each other, and it looks fun. But other than that,
Did you ever read
I don't
Big
know.
Planet?
I did. I hated it, honestly. I read the first issue. I was like, I
I
don't
didn't
get
like it
this.
after.
Are you not going to give the Resistance a try?
Oh yeah, I did read that. I don't know if I liked it enough to give issue 2 a try.
Mm.
I remember it was like very, very much in our time of quarantine, but
Oh.
I don't know. I just nothing really attached me enough. There's this I think Mother Killer coming up. That sounds kind of interesting. So
The
I'll
Red
try.
Border book was actually really good.
Red
Alright.
Border? Yeah, that was
Red
good.
Yeah.
Border is my number 5 of 5 so far. Not saying it's bad, but placement wise, it's my lower of all of them.
My lowest was the one in the hotel. Was it just
The
called
hotel
Hotel?
one
I
Yeah.
that's my number 2 or 3. I love the horror. Like
I felt
Yeah.
like I was on drugs reading that book.
Right?
Oh, I did not like the hotel one. Something crazy
I
happened.
loved it. Oh, it was good. I liked it.
I don't even remember what happened, but there was like people go. I don't remember what happened
She
in
was
that book. I
Crazy
remember
remember
baby
running away
that
from
was
her
born
abusive
in a hotel
boyfriend.
room.
Yeah, the
And she
baby.
was
Right, the devil baby.
Yeah,
Was
demon.
such a
Yeah.
weird. Oh, the
whatever.
baby was telling her to do stuff. It was so
Yeah,
weird.
the
in that
baby
book.
was a demon that was feeding off of her while she was
And-
pregnant. Yeah.
And the guy next door was like killing his wife or something. I don't know. It was
I
all
really
kinds of
hated
crazy
that
stuff.
book.
Yeah.
I really
was
didn't
The whole
like it.
hotel started catching on fire.
Oh man, it was good. That was
And
good.
no offense, to obviously, the creators by saying that, just not my taste.
Yeah,
Really
same
good.
here. Yeah.
Archangel and Resistance are tied right now for my top 2 favorites.
Okay.
Woman on an Island. They gotta fight each other. The movie. It's gonna be a great book. It's my
Survivor,
favorite.
the TV show.
It's actually called. That whole title, "Woman on an Island." They gotta fight each other, is the title of the comic. So
Yeah.
hitting comic book
Women on
stands.
the island, they gotta fight each other to the death.
I really need to figure out what this book is called. It's gonna annoy me.
While you look that
That
up,
should not even
Grant,
be called that. It's not even
Grant, what are
close
you
to that.
chopping?
Something
Yeah,
with
I'm-
an F.
I was actually trying to look up the book. Fight Girls.
Fight
Is that what it is?
Girls. Yeah.
Fight Girls. Yeah.
Let me
There
read-
you
let me
go.
read the-
Women on the
They
island,
come out.
fight girls.
This is the info before Brant goes. 10 hard as nails women face off in an ancient contest of champions where the winner truly takes all, the title of Queen of the Galaxy. To win the challenge, each contestant must survive the hazards of the planet's harsh landscape. And that's pretty much the gist of it. So I was right. Women fighting on an island.
Company? What company? is-
AWA.
AWA.
That's the AWA book by Frank Cho. Does he write it and draw it?
Yeah.
I love Frank Cho's art, so this is going to be a fun book.
His art is
Yeah.
nice, though.
Excited for that.
There you go.
There it is. 10 women, 4 challenges, 1 crown. I was so on it. Like, I told you guys what that book was about, and I was
Yeah.
right.
When is it coming out?
Who knows what the new
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's
Yeah.
coming out.
2023.
2023. See the woman fight each other.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. I
All
don't know.
right.
They don't
So
have a date.
yeah, while you're okay. So mine, we already talked about it and kind of figured out Ludocrats. That's yeah, I'm done. it was just a little bit too out there for me.
Just
But it
a
was
little bit, not
yeah,
a lot,
just-
just a tiny little bit.
just a little bit, but we'll see how things go if it's like a really slow week or something.
Might be. Michael, what are you chopping that you said you had your hand up?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't have your
I have
hand
my
up? Okay. So
Two
Michael,
books, so it'd be hard.
so Michael, Mike, and Mike, I don't. Do either of you have any books to chop?
No.
I'm just going to drop Red Hood for right now until it comes to issue 50.
Gotcha.
And I want to read a comment from Nick. He asked about the ice cream man. Yeah, is the ice cream man any good? Thinking of reading that next since there's a bunch of issues out now. Yeah, that series is like a horror book. It's a one and done book. It's kind of weird, just like Hotel is. You never know what story you're going to get, and it's about this creepy ice cream man that kind of tells this story, and there's this lesson at the end of it, and it's pretty weird. So if you like horror books or stuff like that, Nick, this will be right up your alley.
Reminds me of Grim Tales of Terror, but I think Grim Tales of Terror did it better.
Yeah, this ice cream man
They
seems
do
to
do it
last
better.
longer. There's not as many volumes; it just keeps going.
So that's it for the chop block. I'm going to pass it over to Brant now. Talk about
Issues.
issue.
Yeah. So let's see what do we have coming out. We've got
Not
Farmhand.
much.
Yeah, no, Farmhand number 15, which Chris kind of already talked about.
Yes! Can't wait.
And, yeah, we can kind of graze over that one.
Oh, gee, thanks.
You're welcome. Out of Darkness 2. There you go. You're
Yes!
the only one that marked that one too. So
I'm looking forward to
nothing.
it.
Yes.
I thought it was a great. No, I was gonna talk. I thought Mike would want to say something first since I had the first one, but I'm
I'm sorry, I was reading the comments. What book was Brent talking about?
Shoe Outer Darkness is crossover book.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to read it. I don't know. We'll see. I liked it. I liked the first issue, but it's been so long since I read the first issue. It's just like, I don't know if I'll buy the second one, but we'll see. I don't know if it's there, if it's on the stands. I might pick it up.
Gotcha. I liked it. I like how I forgot what's his name saw all the future issues of Chew because this took place in the middle of Chew, and he saw everything that's going to happen, and he went to go tell Tony, and that's where the book kind of ended. So I'm interested in seeing where this goes. I'm probably going to end up buying the trade of this. I'm not getting the single issues.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So a book Mike would definitely want to talk about. Venom number 25.
Yes. So the conclusion to Venom Island. 25 issues of Venom. Hard to believe that Donny Cates has been writing this book as this long. You'll have your choice of probably 10 different variant covers at least for this book. Retails for $6. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I love it. I think Mark Bagley's finishing up the artwork with this one as well. And I think in this particular issue, I could be wrong, but we're going to finally get to see Dylan, Brock's son, actually become something like become a symbiote character. I think we might see a first official appearance here of what he becomes. So I'm looking forward to that.
Sweet. Anything to add, Chris?
Nope. Mike said it all, but and it's also still leading up to the big event that's coming with Cull reaching Earth. So I'm looking forward to seeing where the next chapter is going to go.
Cool.
Right.
All right. Next up, Marauders number 10.
Kitty's still dead.
Yeah,
so.
Kitty's still dead.
I was going to open with that as a ha-ha, but decided not to.
Lockheed escaped, though, remember?
Yeah, the dragon.
did.
That's all that matters.
He did. I do love me some Lockheed, but I don't think we're going to get the answers anytime soon. I really think we waited so long, and it's probably just going to be a filler issue. So,
Probably.
I mean, I'm excited. Like a book that I genuinely like is coming out. So.
Exactly. That's why I included it. Yeah, because we're all fans of that book. Well, the ones of us that read it. So, let's see where we want to go next. Justice League number 45. I talked about this issue, so it's a continuation of that story, obviously. So I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to seeing part 2 for sure. After the way this one ended with the Spectre.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The artwork in this book is really good too.
Yeah, absolutely. We got the physical version of Star Wars Dr. Aphra, which I have not read yet. So I
have, but I decided since no one put it down, I'm just waiting till next week.
Okay.
I didn't read it either, and I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to see what it's about.
Cool.
I actually did buy a physical copy myself because I liked it.
Nice. All right, let's see. We got G.I. Joe. Chris and I are the only ones interested in that.
I read all 5 issues. I'm ready. I'm itching. I've been itching to find out this, and then Real American Hero, I think, is next week.
Okay.
So I'm all in for this one. This Transformers, Turtles. Turtles I've always been caught up, but this and Transformers I'm all caught up with. I'm loving this series.
Where are we at in this? Because it's been a while since I read issue 5.
Shoot, man. I was actually going to read issue 5 tomorrow to be sure. They recruited the guy. He was training in the last issue, I believe.
Yeah.
That G.I. Joe's always training, you know?
Yeah,
well, no, what happened is this is a new volume where Cobra is now the leader of America. They took over the world.
Yeah.
Now G.I. Joe are hiring are enlisting hackers to help fight against Cobra and take them out of power.
Yeah, exactly.
And what this is it's kind of like the way they're doing like Suicide Squad or the way they're doing New Warriors. They're making a new team while still having the old team, but the focus is on the newer team that's going to help them defeat G.I. Joe, defeat Cobra.
So Cobra finally accomplished and took over the world?
Yep.
In this volume,
they found a
way to save the world and then take it over.
This is the IDW continuity.
Right.
There's 2 different continuities going. There's the
Real
Marvel
Hero
one that's still going.
The Marvel one.
Yeah.
Real American Hero started in Marvel, came over to IDW. G.I. Joe is IDW's version of G.I. Joe.
Yeah. So it's a little different.
Gotcha.
Speaking of G.I. Joe, just tiny little sidetrack. I was Lisa and I were talking about like making each other watch different stuff, and I said you got to watch the Transformers movie and the G.I. Joe movie because they're better than the cartoons.
I'm sorry, Lisa.
The only thing that makes me laugh is finding out that Duke never went into a coma, that he really died, and the only reason they didn't say he died was because of Optimus.
That's why I brought it up. I was about to say that exact same thing. Yeah, that was the original plan. That Duke was supposed to be dead, and they said if you go back and watch it without sound, it's clear that he actually dies, and they cut a funeral scene.
They did.
Oh, really?
They dubbed in Scarlet's line. He slipped into a coma.
Yeah, because they were so afraid of more backlash after Optimus. So that's funny.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Kill
The movie again.
him.
Yeah,
It's literally since
he never came back into a coma for the rest of the series.
Damn, I got to watch that movie again. I really do.
Right. All right. So we only got 2 more books to talk about. I think we got Teen Titans issue 41, which most of us read.
Not me.
Yep.
Not Chris.
Next arc, I'll be caught up.
Yeah, this arc is not that great. So
Yeah, it's still the genie thing, right? The Jin.
Yeah.
hell,
He's
they're in
fighting her
hell.
brother and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, we need to get past this story. But the one that we all read, the only one that we all marked, Amazing Spider-Man. I wish it was a better arc going on in that book right now.
I like the little whatever his name is.
It was the creature.
Yeah.
Remember, we got the origin of that creature.
Right.
And the description of this book says that something is about to change Peter's life forever.
It said, "Don't miss this issue." Yeah, exactly. So something's supposed to happen.
He definitely adopts the little baby monster, and they gotta take care of it.
Maybe
if that happens, that's
Maybe
That
we
would be
finally
hilarious.
find out who what's his face is.
Kindred is.
Kindred.
Not.
Yeah, right?
Gee, who's? I forgot about Kindred. It's been so long.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
But-
at this point.
Isn't it good? This is like, I feel like this is like the 1 week where it's going to feel like a real comic book week because we get physical comics from everything this week.
Yeah.
You know?
But no, like huge books. Like there's a lot of like, all right, Spider-Man's coming out. Like, but there's no like issue ones, which is kind of strange. Like, no, like, oh my.
But at least you're getting it from all companies. Like,
Yeah.
you're getting from Marvel, you're getting from DC, you're getting from Image, you're getting from, you know, at least this is somewhat. But like I said, we talked about it earlier. Like next week, there's just nothing. There's like hardly anything at
Let me
all.
see what's coming. I know Catwoman comes out. I guess I'm not.
Catwoman,
Yeah.
Red
Birds of
Mother.
The Flash.
Red Mother's the only one I'm like excited for, but
Rand, I think the Flash got delayed.
Oh, did it get delayed?
I think
Okay.
it's part of the delayed books.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
fun.
Yeah, just not. There's not that much.
Yeah.
Not that we read
Aquaman
anyway.
was supposed to
Yeah.
come out this week, and it got delayed to next week.
Okay.
So-
Power Rangers for you guys, but
Yeah.
Well, Aquaman I think still comes out digitally, so
Hmm.
if you wanted to read. I don't even know how I'm going to do the stupid big books. I right now have Aquaman on it. I guess I'll keep it there for now, and if you guys read it, you read it.
Yeah.
I don't read Aquaman, so
I don't read it.
and there's no big books coming out, so it's just like, what else am I going to add?
Yeah. There's just not. It's crazy.
Light week in 2 weeks, everyone.
At least
Maybe
we got
there'll be
so
a.
far. What are you
Yeah.
gonna say, Brent?
I was gonna say maybe there'll be a bunch of news to talk about.
Let's hope.
Probably
We this week we had not much, but also it's because of Memorial Day. So
Yeah, that's
I think leading
Right.
up to the holiday.
That will be a good week to catch up on any trades.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost done with the second trade of Daredevil. Just letting you know.
nice.
I read those first 2 issues. Mike did promise that it gets better. So I hate saying it gets better like it's a bad book. It's not. It's just I really don't love Daredevil that much. Like I don't really like the TV show.
I
The
don't
movie
either.
Daredevil.
I don't either, and it really picked up for me. It does.
I'm telling you,
up.
by at the end of issue 3,
Okay.
it starts to pick up. Issues 4 and 5 are great, especially the end of issue 5. It's phenomenal. It's good, and there's characters in there that you will like. Kat, at the end of issue 5, issue 6 kind of starts off slow, 6 and 7, you know, but it is good, and I think that Zdarsky
weekend.
really knows how to capture the character with his religion, and I think he knows how to deal with that really well. And I think he knows how to deal with Daredevil's senses really well. There's a lot of great elements in that book. It really, really is.
I'm gonna give it another shot. If I'm up to issue 5 and I'm still like, not doing it, I think I'll stop there. But I'm gonna give it a shot. I already did give it a shot. I really like Mark Waid's Daredevil, but I also
Right,
feel like
me too.
We'll be happy by the issue that they left off with right before COVID hit.
I know Elektra shows up at some point,
She
so
does. For several
probably-
issues, actually.
I'll probably like that because I do like Elektra. We'll see.
By the time I get done with these 2 trades, I'll be up to issue 10. Like, I'll be done with issue 10. So I have issues 9
Not
and
bad.
10 to read, and I'll be well, won't be caught up. I still got 10 more, and I got to find them. I got to read them, probably digitally.
Mm-hmm.
Probably be your best bet.
Right, Brant?
What's that?
That was all the books?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so now we're at the end of the show. So before we go, does anybody have anything they'd like to talk about going on their side of the world? Of course you do, Michael.
And yes, of course I do.
Of course.
So I did get something today that I'm gonna be putting for my future videos, and it's this box right here, the TurboGrafx 16 Mini.
Oh my freaking god! I can't believe you got that. I used to have one. I used to have the original, Michael.
Yeah, this actually was supposed to be released in March, but since the coronavirus happened, they said it was going to come out in January of 2021, and then they scheduled it for May. So I was actually glad I pre-ordered this. So yeah, you can pre-order this on Amazon. It's at a really great price. So
how much?
Like about $100.
$100. Okay, that's a really great price.
But I got it at a sale. But I got it as a sale price, actually.
So you got it for $99.99.
Yeah.
There's one game on there that I played that I remember. That's the only game on the top of my head. It was called Alien Crush Pinball. Is it on there?
Alien Crush Pinball? Yeah. There's Alien Crush.
Alien Crush. That's what it is. It's
a
pinball game.
If you zoom in, you could see all the game titles.
And this seems to be on the computer.
Yeah, they have PC and
I used to play that when I was a kid.
Huh.
Cool. Yeah,
I bought that system on clearance when it was being discontinued at Toys R Us.
Huh.
I got it for so cheap. I remember I bought like all the games for it and everything. I paid like $25 for it. It was a great deal at the time. Yeah, I got it for so inexpensive.
But yeah, but there will be a future video of that, plus the other mini I'm going to get to, and lots of great stuff coming from my YouTube channel, as I said before, and pretty much that's it.
Of course it is. So anybody else have anything they'd like to talk about?
I think me and Brant do, but...
Yes, of course.
You go ahead. So whoever wants to go for it.
We got some Kickstarters being kickstarted. So before this, the next show... Monday, June 1st, we both have a Kickstarter being kickstarted. Brant told me to launch the link, and I did. So there's the link if you want to follow it before it launches June 1st. And then we got. Can we show the cover, the print? We could do that.
No, it's against the rules.
It's so against the rules. But
it's
so we're
so
doing
good.
like. Oh, I love it so much. And so we're doing a special print if you buy physically Last Ember and like Follow Like Daughter, and we're just blown away. I look at it every day, be like, whoa. Not really, but I would.
Are you pulling it up or am I supposed to be pulling it up?
Do you have it like handy?
Let's see. I'm trying to get
you're supposed to pull it up.
I'm working on it.
You get it.
Let's see. One of us will get it.
Yeah, someone's gonna get it
race.
first. I know it's on my project, so I could probably. I got it.
Oh, you got it? Cool. I was almost there.
All right, let's see. Screen share. I guess I'm also teasing the Kickstarter a little bit, but okay.
There
it is.
There it is.
The print is so pretty. And this is by @PaperCat. And we're really excited, and we're just we're very excited for this Kickstarter overall, and hopefully you guys can support both of us, and you'll get an awesome print.
Yeah, and my pre-launch link is not live yet, but as soon as it is, I'll put it out there. But so Like Father, Like Daughter 1 through 6 is what you're talking about?
1 through 6.
Yeah, and the Last Ember #1 Reforged, so it's a remastered combination of 0 and 1 with remastered content and additional content and all kinds of cool stuff. But if you back both of ours at the physical level, you get that print. So,
which you do not want to turn that down. I'm just telling you,
it's gorgeous.
Just so good. Gorgeous. An artist is so nice, and she does such great work. You definitely follow her on Twitter if you want to, because she really does some great work.
So congratulations, guys, and hope it goes both for you really well.
Thank you. Sure we've been working hard. Every day, me and Brandon have been working.
Yes.
I'm getting this all done.
And one more thing. I mean, since I haven't been here in a while, I got married. So there is that.
Whoa. But that's not as big of news as your Kickstarter.
No,
man. It's not a big deal.
And then,
hey, I just want to say, it is a big deal because I am now not the only one that is married in this group
That's true.
anymore. Chris is close, but he's not officially married.
That's right.
I'm sorry. Me and the government haven't
Not in
gotten
the
together about
paper.
paper.
Yeah.
Michael's close too.
Congratulations, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Michael.
congratulations, Brad.
Close. Anyway, so
Oh,
I also have a video for people who are interested. That's going to be going up tomorrow. For those of you who want to see my, what I call it now, stay-at-home haul, which is basically everything I got while we were on the stay-at-home and no new comics were coming out.
How much did you pay for all those?
Wow.
So many different orders. Are you kidding?
Happening here? We're almost
That's
done.
it. Fire back, Michael. That's right.
You know what? This would
because
be
unlike
better
Michael, it's not useless and it's comic book. So I mean, hey. But anyway, so I have no idea how much it cost because there were multiple things. So it's so cool. Actually, it's a good thing you brought that up, Mike, because there's so much stuff. It's a half-hour unboxing, and I hope you'll all be there at. I think I'm going to launch it at 12 noon. I'm going to premiere it. So I hope you're all there, and I hope you all will enjoy it. I actually will be editing that before I go to bed tonight and uploading it. Brotherly love. And
That's right.
we all know
This
that
is
brotherly
real
love
WWE
is
SmackDown
also
right here.
by Joe.
We do have a
Oh,
question.
can I tell you guys something real quick?
Yeah.
You'll be proud of me, especially Brant and Chris. My wife and I were flipping through the guide on the TV, right?
Uh-huh.
I flipped through it, and I saw WWE SmackDown. I said, "Hun," I was like, "Do me a favor. I need to see what wrestling looks like without an audience." And let me just tell you, it was horrible. It was the worst
It
thing
was
I ever
awful.
watched on TV.
Why are they still doing this? Like, why don't they just stop until the coronavirus is done?
Just them acting in front of nobody was
Yeah.
it doesn't work on TV with no audience.
It's
I
terrible.
can see it working for a crowd, but man, it's like you can hear them scream. You can hear the rap. Like it's just so bad.
You can
Yeah.
hear direction. It's like, okay, now it's time for the second stop. I literally heard that
tag
one week.
team match. It was I don't even know what do you call when a female and a male wrestle
Mixed
together?
Mixed
Mixed
tag.
tag.
Mixed tag. Okay, so it was like this girl with short jean shorts and a jean jacket was on, and she was wrestling with some big heavy set dude with like long hair, and it was just
Otis and Mandy Rose. That's who it was.
yeah, that's who it was. Like, who is this Otis guy? He's like, come on. He's like flipping his like hair back every time. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, stop overacting. Like, there's no point in doing it. You know, it was bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. That's AEW, the other company. They put their wrestlers in the audience, and now that they've got a bunch of people that they've medically cleared, that've been tested negative, and so they have like producers, families, and stuff in the crowd. So it's.
I mean, at least
a
they
little
got
better.
something.
Yeah,
Tree Bar
exactly.
does have one last question. I have to answer this one. What are the most essential comic books to read? The more out there, the better. Well, there's Kickstarters coming out June 1st. It's called Last Emperor and Like Father, Like Daughter. And I'm pretty sure those are the most essential comics to read.
Absolutely, yes. No doubt
And
about
then
it.
in August, Celestial Falcon issue 2 is coming. So there's more essential comics on
That's a
the way.
pretty essential it's all these really essential comics are coming
Yeah.
out on Kickstarter, guys. So yeah, I mean, if you want to spend your money there, I recommend it.
And I don't have any essential comics that I created. So
You have an essential YouTube channel.
Yeah, you have a membership
Yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube. So there you go. I was
watch
gonna say
essential
that.
YouTube channel Comic Book Corner 2.0, where I tell you about the most essential comic books to buy. So
That is
there
true.
you go.
And just on a serious tip, Saga, Walking Dead, Invincible, original volume of Runaways. What's that?
We were being serious. I don't know.
We're definitely being serious about that, but I'm just saying
Like
beyond
the other
our
books
stuff.
you could read. Yeah, the other books you could read. Sure,
Yeah.
Saga.
Yeah.
Runaways. Yeah, that was a pretty cool book too.
Not as good as like Father Like Daughter and the Last
Yeah, not as
Emperor, of
good as
course.
My Daughter, but it's like close. Anything Brian K. Vaughan writes is
Yeah.
pretty good.
pretty good, yeah.
All right, and before we drag this ending out anymore, let's go over to this a minute. And I think it's this one. Yes. Don't forget to subscribe, both Comic Frontline and Comic Corner 2.0. Hit that notification bell over Cat's head. This way you're notified whenever new videos or live stream happen. Don't forget to click that thumbs up that Brant's pointing to.
He's now punching it with the
He's not
thumb.
punching it. He's trying to. And then don't forget Comic Frontline's links all over social media, and then our own personal links right here, except Mike's is being cut off because there we go. So you can follow us all across social media on our social media links. Thank you all so much for being here. We will see you all next week for another episode of Comic Book Weekly. G.I. Joe, have a good week. We'll see you next time.
No one's half the battle.
G.I. Joe. Boop.